when did you feel the moment that you made it? Because you've been a part of such a, big group, and you achieved such massive accomplishments, and, you have such a big mark on this industry. Like, when was the moment when you felt, wow, like, I'm actually achieving what I want to achieve. I'm actually doing this, and my dreams are actually coming to life.
Well, that's also a moment that I can absolutely pinpoint for you. It was, they have a festival every year in Memphis called Memphis in May.
Mm-hmm.
And like hundreds of bands play, and they have a huge stage. They call it the Budweiser stage. It's a really big stage. And then they have a couple of other stages that other artists play on while they're changing sets on the big stage. And we had released our first album, and we had released Your Disease and Click Click Boom, and they were doing really well, and we were selling records, and everything was going really great. And they in Memphis in May invited us to play as one of the headliners on the Budweiser stage. And I told the guys, I was like, oh my gosh, man, we're going to get to play in our hometown on the big stage in front of everybody, man. So we got to that concert, and of course my whole family's there, my mom and my aunts and uncles and stuff. Well, my mother was good friends with Jerry Schilling, who is one of Elvis's bodyguards and one of Elvis's best friends. Whoa. So, and I was fascinated with Elvis my whole life, because, he's the king of rock and roll.
He's Elvis. Yeah.
He's Elvis, right. And I got to sit and talk with Jerry Schilling and pick his brain about Elvis. And he was just so nice and so kind. And then I was getting ready to go on stage, got my outfit on. I was wearing this white suit. I was wearing a suit and tie that night because anytime it was a special occasion, I always liked to dress up. My dad always liked to dress up, and all my favorite singers like Lane Staley back in the 90s, he used to come out on stage in a like a lime green suit and tie, and I just thought that was so killer and looked so elegant and fascinating and pimp.
I remember, seeing the video for Ladies and Gentlemen where you're in such an attire, and I felt it, it was so cool as well. So yeah, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
Just
No, I love it. I love it. And so I was getting my suit on and fixing my tie and everything, and we were getting ready to walk out of the dressing room, and Jerry Schilling said, "Do you mind if I walk you on stage tonight?" And I said, "Of course not. I would love that," And just standing beside the stage and hearing like 60,000 people like screaming, and just the energy rising in those 60,000 people, because they knew what was about to happen. We knew what was about to happen. And then our intro starts playing and the lights go down, and it's just mayhem. Everybody's screaming. And I felt Jerry Schilling slip his arm inside my arm like that. And so I said a little prayer like I always do before I go on stage. And he walked me up to the edge of the stage and let me go. And later on that night, had an amazing show, killed it in front of 60,000 people in our hometown in Memphis. The crowd was just bananas, dude. It was nuts. And later on that night, we were at a bar, and everybody's drinking and having a good time at the bar. And Jerry Schilling is sitting over on the corner of the bar, and he looked at me and he said, "Come here." So I come over to him and I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "You see this ring?" He had this little pinky ring on. He said, "This is a tiger's eye ring." He said, "E gave this to me." He said, "EP gave me this ring." And he said, "I just want you to know that when I walked you on stage tonight, I haven't had that feeling in a long time, but I felt it when I walked you on stage." He said, I haven't felt that feeling since I walked Elvis on stage, but I felt it when I walked you on stage." And that is the moment. That was the top of the world to me. That one of Elvis's guys had walked me on stage, and I had given him that same feeling that Elvis gave him. I was like, wow, that was the one for me.
Wow, that's wow. Just for our guys, that's such an amazing, answer to this question, because usually most of I've been fortunate enough to be in touch and be friends and, to communicate with so many, names in the music business. And most of the times, as a highlight, these people always outline, big sales or, playing at this venue or getting a compliment from this name. But this one is, absolutely special.